હેલો, કેમ છો? Hello. I guess we should wait for 2, 3 more minutes. કેમ છો? હા, લીઝના. કેમ not so મજામાં? શું થયું? गुजराती आ गई आपको मेरे साथ? कितने दिन हुए हमें? इट्स 8th डे, नाइन्थ ना? गुजराती आवड़ी गई? वाह! એક્ઝામ ના સ્ટ્રેસ થી? અરે ભગવાન! तो एग्जाम ना स्ट्रेस એટલું કોઈ લેવાનું ના હોય. सब समझ आ रहा है? गुजराती अब आ रही है पूरी? हाँ, एग्जाम तो આવતી જતી રહે. શું થયું એમાં? तुम समझ आता है लीजा? कि बस ऊपर ऊपर जाता है क्या? अच्छा, गुजराती छो? हाय हाय, મને તો ખબર જ નથી. एंड यू लिविंग मुंबई? हाँ, मुंबई में हो? ओहो. हाँ, मुंबई में काफी सारे गुजराती मारवाड़ी रहते हैं. નાઇસ. એટલું લોડ નહીં લેવાનું. હજી ટાઈમ છે ને? બસ થઈ જશે. સ્ટીલ યુ હેવ અ લોટ ઓફ ટાઈમ, લાઈક 10 દિવસ, 10 days. થઈ જશે. घर पे गुजराती बोलते? हाँ, गुज्जू हो तो गुजराती बोलोगे. व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? पेपर करना है ना आज? क्या करना है, पेपर करना है या और कोई डाउट है आपके? टोटली अप टू यू गाइस. अच्छा, मॉम साइड वाले गुजराती है? इंटरकास्ट था क्या मॉम डैड का? यूजुअली ये देखा है मैंने. अच्छा, ओके. जस्ट लाइक हमारे जैसा. एट माय होम, लाइक ओनली मी एंड माय डैड नोज को लैंग्वेज, नेटिव लैंग्वेज, मारवाड़ी, राजस्थानी. माय मॉम. वी आर सो यूज्ड टू गुजराती. मतलब नाउ आफ्टर टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ सेशंस मेरी हिंदी भी सुधरी है. मैंने तो इट वाज प्रॉपर गुजराती टोन वाली हिंदी. जो बाहर वालों को तो बिल्कुल ना समझ आए, बट अभी सो इम्प्रूव. आप लोग तो समझ ही नहीं पाते. Okay, what do you wanna do? Paper, directly paper or any doubts? Hi Pradeep, કેમ છો? Where is Pradeep? Is not there. Simanpreet, Vikesh or Vikas? Usually, I've not heard Vikesh as like usual name. Is this Vikesh or Vikas? मुझे विकेश. विकेश मतलब क्या होता है? विकास का तो पता है. विकेश का मतलब क्या होता है? अरे वाह. नाइस. अच्छा नाम है. चलो, लेट्स डू. आई होप यू नो ओपन कैसे करते हैं. ये क्वेश्चन कहाँ मिलेगा? यू गाइस नो दिस? हम्म. एवरीवन ना? इफ यू जस्ट वांना सी इट ऊपर. ओके, इफ यू नो इट देन इट्स फाइन. ठीक है. ऑलराइट, चलो. लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ रिवीजन, लाइक व्हाट आई से. कैमरास ऑन रखो ना. लास्ट 2 days, कम ऑन. कीप योर कैमरास ऑन गाइस. Okay. All right. Chalo, let's start. Have you gone through this question paper, Prima? Not yet. It's okay. Chalo. We'll do it once, then you have to do it twice. Okay? All right. Which two of the following, starting with MCQs, when Windows F11, which two of the following initial action should Redbridge Company take in the following of the Northgate Company's refusal to allow Redbridge Company to seek bank letter confirmation for said bank? Okay, that is what's happening. The company, the client is not allowing to check for the bank letter, bank confirmation letter. You don't really need to read the scenario. What would you do? Can you do this without management permission? Is it allowed? Hmm? Without management permission, can you send bank letter confirmation? No, it's not allowed. Then definitely not the first. Re-evaluate the risk of material misstatement. Yes, you need to check how much is the material misstatement. If that item is not material, then you don't even need to do anything, right? If the item is material, you need to consider another area. Second one, revise the audit plan and consider alternative procedures. What do you think? Or in this kind of question, you might get this. Issue disclaimer of opinion as there is insufficient evidence available. When do you issue disclaimer of opinion? Now, in while solving paper, I know, see, but while solving paper, I want you to be active so that we can discuss all your doubts. मतलब जो questions आए ना, I can clear out like clouds, all your clouds. Okay. Yeah, you cannot issue disclaimer opinion. Why? C is the correct. Chalo. But why? No one has watched this. Too soon, yeah. They cannot do that. They need to check. And disclaimer of opinion is only issued when that error is material and pervasive. You need to check if the error is just material, why there is a need of disclaimer. There is no need of disclaimer. Modified opinion would be there. Okay, that's the thing. Next one. It's visible, na? Okay. Which of the following procedures should be performed to confirm the loan liability balance at the year end. There is a loan liability. Review. Okay, you can also. It's 1st July. You're an audit supervisor of Redbridge and Company, working in an audit client, a listed audit client, huh? Listed audit client. Just a second. Listed audit client. Highlight this. Northgate Company for the year ended May 2025. Okay. Bank and cash. The area of bank and cash has been assessed as a high risk due to large volume of transaction. Okay, it's considered as a large volume of transaction. And Northgate has a various long-standing accounts with banking institution. During the year, Open Cedar Bank has refused to grant and obtain a confirmation letter. They've asked explanation but have not received the satisfactory response. Okay. If I talk about loan, Northgate Company has sourced external finance for the first time during the year. The draft financial statement show current liability in relation to the loan finance of 1.2 million. Nothing else. Now, which of the following procedures should be performed to confirm loan liability? You need to confirm the loan liability. Review the board minutes for evidence of approval of external finance. Will that confirm the amount? That won't confirm the amount. So, cancel. Strike. It's not working here. Agree on loan payment recorded in general ledger to bank to confirm capital has been repaid. What do you think? Yes. Where there is not second one, remove that. These two options will be gone. Second one जिधर नहीं है, it will be gone, right? So yeah. Agree the year and loan liability to the bank confirmation letter. Huh, that can also be done. Second, third, correct. Compare at the end to balance. Nah, this won't give the current year liability. Nah? This will give how much there is increase or decrease. Second and third is correct. So option B is the correct one. Okay? Okay. See, note this. 2 marks substantive. It was 2 marks substantive. 2 marks more. 4, right? 4 so far. And there's towards the end, a question would be there which will have at least 15 marks substantive. 19 plus any audit risk question will have substantive procedure. 5 marks, 24. Here and then you will see more. Okay. Which of the following audit procedure provide evidence regarding accuracy allocation of share capital? You need to identify accuracy allocation of share capital present in Northgate Company's financial statement for the year ended 31st May 2025. You need to find out. Okay. Northgate Company plans to expand operation next year and has undertaken right issue in the current year to fund a new venture. Okay, now you need to check accuracy, valuation, and allocation. This. Review the board minutes to identify matters relating to share capital, including ensure proper authority was given to the right issue. Do you think it will give accuracy, valuation, or allocation? No, it will only give the existence. That, oh, the share capital they have issued. Okay, they'll only give. Agree the number of authorized shares disclosed in the notes financial statement to Northgate Constitution document. Number of shares. Will they give the correct valuation? Think properly. मिलेगा proper valuation? No. Right? Number of shares present. No. Agree closing share capital in the trial balance to statutory records in the financial statement? Yes, this will be correct. So, in short, wherever there is 3, acha, 1 is not there. Huh. Last one. So, Rana, in short, 1 and 2 is for sure not there. So, 1 and 3 remove. 1 and 2 remove. 3 is correct. It's not here. Third one remove. Fourth one. Still, let's see. Inspect the bank ledger account to confirm cash receipt from the rights have been completely. Yeah, true. That will also give the accuracy. Okay. Moving further. Which two of the substantive analytical procedure for wages and salaries? Payroll has been identified high risk area because it has frequent manual adjustments and complex calculation to bonus and holiday pay accrual. You need to identify your two analytical procedures. Recalculate gross net pay, agree to payroll records and investigate the discrepancy. Why not the first one then? Recalculation is not an analytical procedure. That's it. Okay. Analytical procedure, compare, check the total. These are analytical procedure. So that's why it's not. Compare the current year total payroll, prior year. Yes, this is checking the trend. हाँ, usually compare करता है, right? Agree the total net pay for the payroll to bank listing. Yes, true. Second, perform proof in total calculation, compare expected actual payment. No. Proof in total, expected to actual expense, draft financial statement. No, just a second. Agree the total net pay. एक second. Total net pay payroll record bank transfer. No, this is also not your because this is comparing from the bank, na? So this is test of detail. This is the correct one. Perform proof in total. Second and fourth. Okay? Got it? Hmm. Oh, what is it saying? First thing, analytical procedure, compare the total, check the total from check between current year, last year, trend analysis, all these analytical procedure. Perform a proof in total calculation. Compare expected expense to actual expense. Expected versus the actual. Comparison towards the draft. That's why. And total calculation they are doing. That's why it's analytical. Okay? Okay. Which of the following would not understatement? Would not, huh? This is very important. Would not test for understatement. Of the bonus accrual, Northgate Company's financial position. Check the payment from the post year end bank statement accrual listing. If you do for post year end, what do you think? What it will check? Whether it's been paid or not. Any after the year end. So first thing, this won't, right? Check the bonus from the payroll records to actual accrual listing. Oh, sorry. Just a second. Not test the understatement. Agree the payment. Huh. Check the payment post year end and is it same to the accrual listing? Yes, you'll see. You'll get an idea that oh, this shouldn't be understatement. Any bonus given after the year end, that would also be recorded. So, not it would check understatement. Agree the bonus from payroll records to accrual listing. Yes, correct. Hmm? It will agree and it will also able to identify the understatement because in the accrual listing you'll get an idea. Compare accrual in the financial statement to budget prior year, significant difference. Yes, in case of any understatement, because see, if there's a bonus given or draft financial statement, it would have accrual as well. If you compare both, you'll get an idea last year whether it's paid for this year or not. Okay. Select a sample of employees from the bonus listing and recalculate their bonus. This will mm, select a sample of employees for the bonus listing. This will not give. Okay. Hmm. If you select a sample of employees, see accrual में understatement classification. No. This is SFP item ना. हाँ. Bonus listing. Okay, whether the correct employees are paid or not, it will consider that. Okay. But if you consider these statement, agree the bonus of payroll, it will give whether its correct amount is there or not. And here, what is the amount? Payroll bonus. Hmm. If I talk about this, see, if you check the payment from bonus post year bank or post year end statement or accrual listing, it will give you exact amount. That no, there should be no understatement or no overstatement. Okay. And if you check for the payroll listing, accrual listing, it will also give that. But if you compare this will also prior year and current year, it will also show you that there is no understatement at least. But if you see this can give you select a sample of employees from, it will show you that there is no overpayment. It's calculated correctly. It can show you overpayment and understatement as well. But yeah, the rest of all is exactly for understatement. Okay, exactly for understatement. But this can show you overpayment or correctly payment. That's why this is the correct answer. Okay. Okay. Let's see this. You're an audit manager. Which two of the following corporate governance should Acme company comply with? You're an audit manager at Bureau Company, tasked with reviewing the ethical and professional issues that have arisen at various audit firms. Acme company should. Bure company has audited Acme for last 7 years. Ethical professional. Okay. The board has decided Acme company will be listed on the within the next 4 years. Within the next 4 years, but not now. And asked the Bureau company to advise how to achieve compliance with the corporate governance. Board is also considering establishing an internal audit function, suggested that they may wish to outsource this to Bureau company. They want to outsource it. Tell me which two of the following principles should Acme company comply with? Remuneration should be composed of independent directors. Hmm? This is correct now. Remuneration committee. Who are included in remuneration committee? अरे how भाई भूल गए. Remuneration committee, one rule: no director should be involved in setting their own pay. All NEDs. हाँ. Remuneration should be composed of independent NEDs. You need to identify. This is correct, na? Deepak, we have to answer as per UK rule. No marks for India. UK का पढ़ रहे हैं ना हम. So this statement is correct. Remuneration committee should have all the NEDs, right? Actually, nothing much is given over here. Nothing much is given. You need to just consider whether this is correct or not. The chief executive CEO should be responsible for leadership of the board. Okay. Who is leadership and who is control? Leadership of the board. Who does that? Who does that? Oh, just a second. लीडरशिप तो चेयर करता है ना, चेयरपर्सन करता है ना. आहा. लीव इट. जस्ट अ सेकेंड, छोड़ो. मेरे को आपको पूरा सब कुछ समझाना पड़ेगा. भूल जाते हो भाई. इतना कितना शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी लो. जस्ट अ सेकेंड. एक मिनट से लास्ट वाला भूल गए आप लोग. See, I'll show you the board structure. Chairman. Who is gonna be the chairman? ED, NED? Hmm? NED. Yes. Okay. Hmm. Under the chairman, एक सेकेंड. तो पहले बोर्ड था. हाँ. There's gonna be the board of directors. What's the rule for board of directors? ED
Equal
equals to
EDs and
NED
equal
ना.
NEDs.
एक सेकेंड, आप बोलने वाले हैं, थोड़ा वॉल्यूम बढ़ा दो. बोलो. What's that?
Ma'am,
अच्छा.
equal EDs and equal NEDs.
Yes, very well. Very good. Okay. And below them, there's going to be a CE. Okay. क्योंकि भी अंडर में सीईओ के अंडर में there are going to be multiple directors working. Directors, like if I talk about finance director would be there, finance director, HR director, your marketing director, your sales director, all the directors. Now these are the directors, these will be part of the board plus any external entities. Okay, this is how. Now you tell me as per this. अब बताओ. The chief executive should be responsible for leadership and control. Now who is responsible? Very good. The chairman. Good. So this is not correct. Okay, one more thing. Let me show you all the committee. Okay, a different type of committee. First, audit committee. This is compulsory for listed company. Audit committee. Who will be a part of it? All entities. Why? The logic. Because see, audit committee will set up internal audit department as well, and any problem external auditor has, they'll come up and ask it to the audit committee. A problem in the sense how the work is performed, everything audit committee will check that. Even the internal audit department, whether there is a need or not, audit committee will check that. Now, if there are any ED present, will the internal auditor be comfortable to tell that person? Hmm? No, that's a lot. Okay. And yeah, a rule for a minimum three for a listed company and two for non-listed companies. In minimum three, one with a recent financial experience and one with the company experience. Okay, very obvious. Like let's say your company is a software company. How is it possible? है ना? That's right. So audit committee, and then there is which remuneration committee. Remuneration committee is all NED should be there. The logic is no director should be involved in setting their own pay. That's why remuneration committee should be there. And all NEDs. That's why your first one was correct. If I talk about nomination committee, maximum number of NED. Why there is this rule? See, even nomination committee, the work of nomination committee is to see who is going to be the next director, any NED, whom to bring on the board, which person to give promotion, succession planning of the director. So if there's any one suitable party from the company, that is also allowed. You need to understand a little bit about the business. Okay, so these are the rules of corporate governance. And yeah, chairperson and the CEO both should be separate party. Chairperson should always be an NED. CEO should always be the company's person. Why? Because they are going to run the company and the chairperson is going to run the board. Now, now tell me this. Huh. What about the NED? The NED should provide constructive challenge and strategic guidance. Hmm? तो NED क्या करेंगे? Okay, ये ठीक है, चलो. The audit committee should approve and appoint the external auditor. Is this correct? No. अब कौन सा बचा? Third. Okay. Okay. Now you tell me which of the following factors must be considered before Burger Company accept the Acme Company's internal audit engagement. Okay, they are planning to consider the internal audit engagement. Whether external audit team has expertise to carry out. If the एक second, yeah, audit Burger Company. Hmm. No, no, no. This is from the perspective of internal party, na? So that's why not the first one. If the assignment will relate to internal controls over financial reporting, yes, they need to check if it's related to financial controlling, internal controls, that they cannot do it. है ना? They need to check. If management will accept responsibilities for implementing appropriate recommendation, hmm. Whatever the recommendation given, it's management's responsibility to apply it, right? The auditor will only give the recommendation. Or let's say any problem in the control or anywhere, auditor will give recommendation. Management has to design the controls. Auditor will only be able to provide the controls. I mean recommendation. So which one do you think? See, समझ आया? Corporate governance. Hmm. Now tell me, which of the following would result Poro company assuming? Acha, you need to read further as well. Mabit company is a listed company, software company. Boro company has identified that fees from Rabbit company for audit and other service will represent 16%. Internal audit service, 16%. If of Boro company's total fees for this year compared to 15.5% in the prior year. Okay, Boro company last year 15 point. The audit engagement partner has asked you to consider safeguards. Okay, whether there is safe self-interest on. Okay, let's see this. Which of the following would result Boro company assuming management responsibility in relation to internal audit service? Acha assumption. This is not related. Sir. Okay. Taking responsibility of designing and maintaining control. What do you think? क्या लगता है? I mean, don't you think here they would consider the intern as management work? If Bureau company is an auditor, can they design control and maintain a system? No. So yeah, first one is correct. जहाँ first नहीं है वो तो हटा दो. ये तो हट जाएगा. Determine whether the work of internal audit can be used to obtain. Yeah. No, this won't consider that. हाँ, मैनेजमेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देखो बताती हूँ. इसमें ऐसा पूछ रहा है कि इसमें कौन से वाले में से मैनेजमेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अजम्पशन हो जाएगी. नहीं, अगर इंटरनल ऑडिटर की वर्क पे रिक्वायर रहना है कि नहीं, रिलाय रहना है कि whether they want to rely or not, it totally depends after checking the control how the work assessment, right? So this cannot be done. हाँ, so wherever there is second, remove that. This one only. Setting the scope of internal audit work to be carried out. Scope, they cannot do it. External auditor cannot do this. Who can do? Management will do, right? Okay. Which of the above Abbott company scenario is related? Which of the following is adequate safeguards against threat created by fees of Abbott company? See, disclosure from the ethic partner will represent more. There is, okay, one more thing. There is more than 16%, Wabbit Company listed company has identified fees from Wabbit Company other services represent 16% of the Bureau Company's total fees. Okay, there's a 16% of the Wabbit Company Bureau fees this year. Bureau Company. And that too, that is a listed computer company. What do you think? Allowed है 16%. With 15.5 prior year, the audit engagement has asked you to consider safeguards to understand the self. Disclosure to firm's audit ethics partner represent. No, this won't be reliable. Pre-issuance review of engagement quality. This can be done. Using professionals to perform. Nah, you cannot do this. Okay. They are doing audit and other services as well, 16%. Pre-issuance, before issuing the report or before the second year audit as well, they'll check for the quality. How is that done? Okay, before the engagement, they'll do. Post-issuance by management, now this won't be reliable. Pre-issuance, before starting the next year audit, they need to check. Okay, pre-issuance. Okay, Almar Company. Almar Company is a listed company, initial distribution of cleaning products. Management is planning to develop a new website to offer online sales to customers. Almar Company Finance has asked to borrow company can provide design implementation of the website online sales system. Design. They're asking to design. Can they design? No, they can't, right? So yeah, we need to identify the type of threat. What are the 5 types of threat? What are the 5 types of threat? Self-interest, self-review, self-interest, familiarity, advocacy, intimidation. Right. Okay. A familiarity threat arises as a new system will produce data which will use directly. True or false? There's a risk that Boro company may assume management responsibility to become involved in management making decisions. If they do that, if they design a control system, true, possible. है ना? True or false? There will be heightened self-review threat due to auditors' reliance on control testing and analytical review summarized generated by the new system. What do you think? System will be designed by the external auditor. So yes, testing would be very high. Okay. Bureau company should use a separate team made up of non-audit staff to conduct the audit work, and work performed by the team should be subject to independent professional review. Bureau company should use a separate team for non-audit to conduct the work. The work performed by this team should be subject to individual professional review. What do you think? Still, they are designing the control. Designing control. अरे समझो कंट्रोल डिजाइन कर रहा है ना. See, the point is Deloitte does this. Deloitte do provide software services, right? If I am a company who is designing software, like, अरे but आप समझो, अब लॉजिक समझो. चलो, let me explain this. EY. I'm asking EY parties to design a software. Design my software, which is the main work, right? Now, even if there is a different party coming up, different team coming up, but this whole software is designed by EY. Will EY other employees also be able to identify problem in the software? Yes, they will be able to identify, but will they bring up outside? क्योंकि नाम किसका बिगड़ेगा? EY का ही बिगड़ेगा ना. समझ रहे हो? वहां पे नॉन ऑडिट सर्विस फॉर अकाउंटिंग एनीथिंग इट्स फाइन, but software is a major thing. That's why it's false. See, because for the non-audit work, they want to design, implement the website online sales system. बहुत major issue हो गया ये. If for text filing, it would be okay, but not for this. Okay, this is where ACCA tests you. Okay, new case. ISA 560 subsequent events requires the auditor should perform the procedures to identify subsequent events. Each period covered by this review for marine company commences on 1st April 2025. Which of the following dates in the end of period covered by subsequent review? You need to. कौन सा वाला फैमिलियरिटी थ्रेट? ये वाला? देन हाँ 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 सॉरी सॉरी ट्रू ट्रू करेक्ट. If there's a family threat, they can change the engagement quality. Engagement team मतलब कोई member है तो they can. Okay. Which of the following dates in the end of the period covered by subsequent event review? Acha, you need to identify which of the following dates you need to consider. ISA 560 subsequent event requires the auditor should perform identify events. The period which is review for the management commences on 1st April. Okay, you need to identify what date will be considered for subsequent event. Date when audit filled? Nah. Date when the financial approved? Nah. Till the signed. It means you have your good level of attention in last class. Yes, sir. The financial nah. Okay, in this, the auditor has the active responsibility. This is the actual audit. Approved by directors, no, no. Here also auditor has active responsibility, but yeah, after that, this report will be signed. Till report is signed, they have the responsibility. Here, there is a passive responsibility. With no obligation in the sense. There. The two events indicate by clicking on the relevant boxes in the table below. Events 1 and 2 will be classed as a adjusting or non-adjusting event under IAS 10 subsequent reporting date. Okay, let me take a screen snap and then let's discuss. Whether the event is adjusting or non-adjusting. It's July. The audit of the nearly complete financial statement and the auditor is due to sign next week. However, the following additional information two material event has occurred. The company's year end was 31st March. Okay. 31st March 20x5 and it's 1st July right now. You will always have scratch paper, ठीक है? कभी कभी ना in this kind of question आप लोग लिखो, मतलब it's better. आप confuse होते जाओगे. Start writing it down. Okay? Event occurred July, August, October. Yeah. Oh, sorry, this is April. The spring in a new type of mattress have been found to be defective, making a mattress unsafe for the use. Whatever the spring they had used, that is, unsafe for the use. There have been no sales of this mattress. It was due to be marked in the next few weeks. Marketed in the next few weeks. The company insurers estimate that inventory to be valued at 7,50,000 has been affected. Company insurers estimate that inventory to the value of 7,50,000 has been affected. The insurance also estimate that metals are now only worth 2,50,000. No claim has been made against the supplier of Spring as the company is into liquidation. No claim has been made because the company is in liquidation with no prospect of any amount being paid to third party. The insurers will not pay marine company. mm, hmm, Marine company for fall in value of the inventory was underinsured. All this inventory was in the finished goods store at the year end No movement of inventory have been recorded. What's happening? There's a problem with the mattress. Okay, the valuation was 7,50,000. Now, after identifying this, it's only 2,25,000, which was not recorded into the book, despite not having someone or not a, there was not even a third party who was ready to give this much of the insurance. Okay, so the value was only this much. As the company is about to go on liquidation, they have not included this. What do you think? Is this adjusting or not adjusting? Adjusting or non adjusting? But during the year end, during the year, 7,50,000 was there. It is 2,25,000. Management could have done that, na? Present to the, na? Conditions were present. They are not doing. That's why this is adjusting. Adjusting even. Okay. Second line occurred on 5th June 2025. Production at a factory was halted for 1 day. 1 day. 5th June, after it began. When a truck carrying dye used in coloring the fabric of mattress reversed into a metal pylon, puncturing the vehicle, allowing the dye to spread across the factory premise into a local river. The Environment Agency currently considering whether the released dye was a breach of environmental regulations or not. What do you think? Were there any conditions present? पता था कि ये truck चला जाएगा? No, not present. Adjusting or non-adjusting? Non-adjusting. Okay, next. Okay. Indicate by clicking on the relevant boxes to the table below whether each of the following audit procedure is valid or not. Need to check whether the procedure is valid or not. Obtain from the insurance the amount recoverable under the policy regarding this. Can you obtain? Can you get uh, can you contact your insurer? Can you get is this the correct audit procedure? Yes, correct. Correct. You can consider that. Huh? Inspect correspondence with the supplier for their solvency. Yes, you can check that. In this as well, the supplier is planning to get solvent. Yes, you can consider. है ना? Recalculate the net realizable value for the inventory. Can you do this? Okay. Review post year and physical inventory count. Will this matter? Logically so. Post year end only shows whether the inventory comes and comes out. यहाँ पे the problem is with the valuation. Correct count. Accuracy. Valuation won't be identified. Not valid. See, अब आपके ज्यादा मतलब things will get more clear. Okay. Inspect subsequent cash receipts from the sale of defective inventory. What do you think? It would be considered, right? Well, अच्छा, I've clicked any one thing twice or not. One, valid, valid, valid. I don't know why. There's some technical issue, I guess. एक second. Okay. Inspect subsequent cash receipt for the sale of defective inventory. Not funded in the scenario. Okay, this won't give for valuation of this. Only worth 2,50,000. They're saying it was all inventory was finished goods sold at the year end. No movement is there recorded. पोस्ट ईयर एंड कोई लिखा ही नहीं ना मूवमेंट ही नहीं है ना that's not recorded actually that's why not considered as okay there's no movement recorded at all that's why this is not taking any other thing like any other click which of the following audit procedure should be carried out in event 2 production was halted for 1 week material puncture hota what do you think inquire the directors whether they'll recognize provision in the financial statement or not do you think there is this need कैसे all three obtain board minutes हाँ obtain environmental legislation for agency yes true all three. Hmm. Which of the following audit procedure would not be performed in respect of this fine not be performed the auditor's report was signed on the plan date and an unmodified opinion was issued it was now 20th July after that year annual general meeting is to take place on the 21st August. The Environmental Agency has issued a report stating marine is a breach of the environmental legislation. Fine of 0.9 million will be levied on the company. Amount is material to the financial statement. Amount is material. Tell me, what should be done? Discuss the determine whether the course of action. Amount is material. Financial statement is. See, first thing, when the amount is material and that needs to be included, then the amount needs to be included because the amount is material. The provision requires to be recorded. There is no meaning of discussion. They are asking what procedure should be performed. So discuss the financial, determine whether there is a need to amend, right? If the directors amend the disclosure in the financial statement, even if the directors do, discuss on the emphasis of meta paragraph on the audit report. In the audit report, they can do. If the director decide not to amend, speak at the AGM to inform. Now, you will qualify the statement. समझ आया? If anything is material not disclosed, qualify it. Qualify the statement. Understood? हाँ बोलो
मैम क्वेश्चन में शुड नॉट बी परफॉर्म्ड बोला है ना
Wait, which of the following orders should not be performed or is this one? Oh yes, yes, yes. Sorry, sorry, sir. Director amend the disclosure in the financial. हाँ sorry. Okay, it's एक और thing. I missed out on that. Thank you, thank you. Just this particular thing is not an adjusting event. Sorry, completely missed out on this. This particular thing is not an adjusting event. Adjusting नहीं है, मतलब ये करंट स्टेटमेंट में तो नहीं आएगा, नेक्स्ट ईयर स्टेटमेंट में आएगा. ठीक है. अगर नेक्स्ट ईयर स्टेटमेंट में आएगा तो इस ईयर के स्टेटमेंट में कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर एडजस्टिंग होता तो ये होता. आई कंप्लीटली मिस्ड आउट दैट कि एडजस्टिंग ऑन इट. ठीक है. सॉरी. थैंक यू सो मच. अब आया समझ. अब सेंस बनेगी. अभी यहाँ पे इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द सेकंड सिनेरियो. इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. दिस विल हैपन इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर. ठीक है. अंडरस्टूड. हम्म. चले रिपीट. ठीक. मुझे एक बार स्क्रीन स्नैप लेने दो. हाँ. देख. The point is, first thing, the particular thing is anyways non-adjusting. Okay. And question is asking which of the following procedures should not be performed in respect of the sign. The audit report was signed and the plan date. It was signed and unmodified opinion was issued. No material misstatement. It was now 20th July after sign. The AGM is to take place on 21st August 20x5. 20x5. The Environmental Agency has issued a report stating that Marine Company is in breach of the environmental legislation and fine of 9 lakh will be now levied on the company. That amount is material, 0.9 million. The amount is a material to the financial statement. See, the point is one thing. The particular amount is material, but non-adjusting. Non-adjusting in the sense there was no impact present in the financial statement. Okay, no hint present in the financial statement. Yes, in this scenario, auditor can discuss with the finance directors what is the action with us, and that too they'll do next year. हाँ, auditor should be a part of AGM, right? Check the financial statement needs amendment or not. They'll do that. If the directors amend the disclosure, add emphasis on meta paragraph for the existing, how can they do this? How? Because the audit report is already signed, right? Now they cannot do this. If the directors do not decide not to amend the disclosure in the financial statement, speak the AGM to inform. Yes, they can do this. And one more thing, in emphasis of meta paragraph, anything which is going to be contingent, which you don't know, which will happen or not. If they are showing off the provision and there is a fine and they are disclosing that they are fine, they are paying fine, then there is no emphasis on meta paragraph should be given. But if they are not disclosing, then there is a problem. Okay, so that's why this one is the correct one. आया समझ. Okay. ये वाला वापस लास्ट वाला. अच्छा. Which one? These two? These two? Third one. See, the point is emphasis of meta paragraph. इसमें एक क्वेश्चन था टेस्ट चैप्टर में. टेस्ट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. हैव यू डन दैट? वो बहुत अच्छा था, उसमें इट इंक्लूडेड एवरीथिंग इन स्टडी हब, सॉरी स्टडी टेक्स्ट, जैसे। सी, द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग एम्फेसिस ऑन मेटा पैराग्राफ। यहाँ देखो, इन एम्फेसिस ऑफ मेटा पैराग्राफ, to draw any user's attention to note disclosed in the financial statement, anything regarding to contingency and uncertainty. Contingency in the sense, let's say, uh, there was this 0.9 million is an environmental claim, a penalty. The statement is showing that they have paid the penalty. Okay, penalty, हाँ, पे करनी है, वो उन्होंने शो कर दी है, अब क्या प्रॉब्लम है? मतलब उन्होंने शो कर दी है कि हाँ पे करनी है। Now, if there was there is a provision, contingent provision, let's say 0.9 million, they are saying, let's say 10 million का provision होता है, this is a contingent liability, a possible situation. अगर there is a this contingent situation, तो 10 million कंपनी अचानक से कहाँ पे करेगी? So that would cause the company to stop. But not sure right now, auditor is not sure right now. ये वो इश्यू नहीं है, इसीलिए emphasis of meta paragraph में नहीं आएगा। अब आया समझ? ओके, अक्षत। Okay, now let's do next question. Do you wanna do it now or break चाहिए? ब्रेक के बाद करना है, बड़ा है तो। नहीं, this is a straight question. What do you want? Totally up to you. Your call. I'll have to draft. Now or break? इतना लोड हो गया। Okay, okay, all right. Let's take a break. Okay, and then we can continue. Are you guys back? Hold on. Hello. Okay, chalo, let's start. Yes, it will be given to you in exam. Yeah, you don't need to refer to the scenario. ये होगा ठीक है Okay, now let's see. Briefly explain how each of the following sources information will be used by L company to gain an understanding of O company planning state of audit. You need to consider how it will give understanding of the planning state. Okay. Prior audited financial statement. How do you think? What do you think? Hmm? Any idea? Key areas of risk identified. Yes, key areas of the risk in the prior year. Yeah, you can see, you can understand. To understand the key areas. Oak Furniture is a new audit client, huh? Also one minute. To understand key areas in the company, in the company, means statement, financial position, and performance, performance to analyze trends and to understand then the accounting policy of the company. Okay? Hmm. These are the areas you need to consider. All right. Current year budget. Current year budget and the management account. What do you think? Hmm? Current year budget and the management account. What calculation will they be making? Cost benefit analysis. Why does an auditor requires cost benefit or analysis at the planning stage? Planning stage, but do they consider the timing, the stage, the procedures to be carried out? What do you think? Hmm? Yes. To help the auditors to carry out analytical procedures and identify the risk at the planning stage. So any risk they will be able to identify. They'll get an idea that, oh, these are the risks initially in the initial stage on. Identify the risk at the planning stage and the variation. Nine. एक second. Naira, inspect the reason for significant variation. That won't be helpful for planning stage, because in planning stage they'll just get an idea that how strong or how what other procedures needs to be covered. Okay, that's it. Board minutes. How will this help? Recent announcement or any key issue you can understand. To understand any key issues. Generally, you'll identify key issues and decisions, key issues, key decisions, or key issues, key decisions, change in policy, everything will include that. Recent, decision announcement as well. It will have both made. It will have policy change. Matlab, which policy they are doing. Right? It will have that as well. What about company's website? Sure, achievements. Hmm. Akshat, you think logically. Why an auditor needs achievements? Logically, sir. Hmm? Yes, what kind of product, service, type of product. We can consider the price they are selling, whatever the price they are doing. Let's say in the Flipkart recent issue happened ना कि हाँ iPhone नहीं आ रहा था, iPhone नहीं दे रहे थे, so you can consider that to get the information, to obtain information regarding the product and services offered by the client. Huh. But do you think for planning stage you require this? Because let's say the company state that there are multiple type of products. It will require in the planning stage how much audit should be done, what is the complexity. Do you think for planning stage of audit there is any need of whether to go with senior people or not? They would consider at the time of engagement the audit team अब plan कर रही है, team बन चुकी है, अब they are planning. अब सोचो, will it be required? Hmm? Akshat, will it be required? Okay. Uh, Discuss with the previous auditor and assess their file. What will be the hmm? What will it help? Previous auditor. बताओ बताओ. Any key audit matter reason for not continue the client? You can consider. Uh, to obtain information to obtain information about issues. एक second, not audit matter for not continue the audit firm. Don't you think even before taking the audit they would do that? यहाँ पे तो उन्होंने कर लिया है, अब वो प्लान कर रहे हैं करना है कि नहीं कंटिन्यू. अकाउंटेंसी पॉलिसी हमने देख लिया. हाँ, you can consider any issues in the audit, any issues in the previous year audit, and what are the audit approach in the audit and the audit approach. In the previous year audit. Or any to understand accountancy policies. Accountancy policies, so they'll get an idea from this in the statement. Deficiencies in the prior year. Audited financial statement will have that same thing. It's deficiencies you can include, sorry. Any obtain understanding about issues in the previous year audit and the audit approach and the auditor's approach and the auditor's approach and the deficiency. Well, that's it. Okay, going further. Next one. Acha, are you recording it somewhere or मतलब are you noting it somewhere? क्योंकि जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, I cannot copy this. Let me try if I can copy this. I cannot copy this. मतलब earlier that was a system in ECC platform. You can copy this, but now there is no such system. I can't copy this. कर रहे हो साथ साथ में आंसर? Took screenshot? हाँ, that is also fine. Okay, great. अच्छा, have you seen that auditors वाली file मेरी वाली? करी ना, gone through इतना. ऐसे उसमें तो सब कवर हो ही जाता है, ठीक है? ओके. There is. This scenario relates to core requirement. It's 1st July. It's 1st July. You're an audit supervisor of Elm Company, and you're the planning the audit of for the year ended 31st July. Okay. Oak Furniture is a new audit firm. To make it easy, take the day. So sometimes in this CV platform it doesn't work. Back in Study Hub, in actual exam it works. Look at it. New client. Problem, being not familiar with the accountancy policy, increase detection risk. Check for the teams, experience team, allocate time, perform through thorough background, detailed team briefing, key all the key areas, okay. Opening balances, detection risk. Detection risk. Okay. Audit client is a new and it manufactures office furniture such as desk, chair as well as storage solution. So the risk is क्या है? aha, study hub मतलब I'll also show all the shortcuts. Okay, all the shortcuts will work. Control B, new audit client, new audit client. Okay, so yeah, this is the hmm. Oak furniture. Furniture is the new audit line. New audit line. Line for Elm and Company. There is gonna be a higher detection risk. How? How a higher detection risk? Guess it. Hmm? How a higher detection risk? See, identify issue with from the scenario 0.5 marks. How? I've said that there is a higher detection risk. Why? Operations as the team will not be aware of the company accounting policies, their operations, further operations. That's a problem. Okay. How do you find out risk in opening balance? You tell me. How should I draft it? Are they stating anywhere that there is a risk in opening balance? Are they stating anywhere? Harsh, are they stating anywhere? Batao. Hmm. Reliance on opening balance must be restricted. ये तो रिस्पॉन्स में होगा. हाँ, वो कह सकते हैं. बट जनरली न्यू ऐसा हम कह भी नहीं सकते कि ओपनिंग बैलेंस पे वी कैन नॉट रिलाई. इन शॉर्ट ऐसी बात है कि आपको सारे ही बैलेंस चेक करने हैं, नॉट जस्ट ओपनिंग. आपको ये जो है ना कि ओपनिंग में डाउट होगा, वो एक बार चेक करना है, वो तो करना ही करना है, पर ऑडिट में क्या रिस्क होगा? न्यू क्लाइंट से रिस्क है ना अभी तो, स्टेटमेंट से. राइट. सो दैट्स व्हाई ड्यू टू दिस. अच्छा, मेरी वाली फाइल, इज इट विजिबल? हाँ, इट्स विजिबल. Suitable experienced team, allocate the time to obtain understanding of the thorough background check. Yeah, same वही चल रहा है. Allocate a suitable experienced audit team staff and more experienced audit team staff and perform detailed thorough नहीं they have additional time for the research of the client and its business, perform thorough procedures, thorough audit procedures. ठीक है? That's it. देखो, now you are drafting. देखो एक और चीज, when you draft, you won't be able to draft जितना आपने स्टडी एग्जाम किट में पढ़ा है, बट व्हेन यू रीड दैट मच तो आपको समझ आएगा, आपको लैंग्वेज समझ आएगी. अगर आप इतना सही पढ़ के चलोगे ना एग्जाम में, यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू ड्राफ्ट. ओके, दिस हैपेंस फॉर ऑल द थियरी पेपर्स. ठीक है? नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट इज द अनदर रिस्क. It manufacture office furniture, desk chairs to audit solutions. So audit engagement partner had a meeting with Oak's finance director and has provided you the following notes. Okay. The following notes. Planning meeting notes. Oak trading results have been strong than last year. Company is forecasting a revenue of 85 million. Highlighting this because I might need. Which is an increase from the previous year. अचानक revenue increase मतलब? There are very high chances that credit goods are given. Fake sales, dummy sales, pre-recorded revenue. They are giving furniture as a result of increased revenue. Oak has recently recruited a new credit controller to chase outstanding receivable. Chase outstanding receivable. This is a very, you are not increase in revenue. Oak has recently recruited a new credit controller to chase outstanding receivable. The finance director has informed you that a new credit controller. A problem with that, इधर से highlight करना better है. To chase the outstanding receivable, the finance director has informed you that allowance for credit loss has been historically maintained. It is anticipated that this can be significantly reduced. Oh, they want to significantly reduce the credit loss. Okay, one more thing. Two things. First thing, new credit controllers has been highlighted. They have not checked whether the credit controller is competent enough to carry out his activity or not. One problem. Okay. But here more than that, I feel I can cover up marks in this. मतलब आपको क्या लगा? Which you are comfortable? What do you think you are comfortable? Hmm? Credit loss is more, समझ आ जाता है, क्वेश्चन पढ़ के समझ आता है कि किस में ज्यादा मार्क्स मिलेंगे, where I can add up more pointers. That's right. So yeah, I'll add up. As there's a new credit controller. Okay. The finance sector is informed that an allowance of credit loss has been historically maintained. Okay. In the year purchase installer new manufacturing. Okay. Control B. Allowance for credit loss. Control up, control shift, down, whole line, control B, works. Okay, control shift, down arrow, whole line will be selected. Hmm. The finance director has informed that the credit allowance, the allowance for the credit losses is expected to be significantly reduced as compared to the last year. So therefore some of the irrecoverable well, debts balance may not be recorded, resulting in receivables being overstated or understated. Receivables overstated or understated? Very good. Overstated, and the allowances being understated. This is important. Tab key work. Discuss with the finance director, with the finance director, the rationale, the reason. हाँ, न्यू क्रेडिट डायरेक्टर में भी एक रिस्क होगा. I'll write down that. मैं ड्राफ्ट कर देती हूँ. ठीक है. रेशनल है for the allowances of the credit losses, right? You'll discuss. Anything extra you can write down. इतना छोटा है. You can write down one more. हाँ, increase the aged receivable testing. Aged, नहीं, post year end cash receipts and the aged receivables testing. See, you can also create receipts. You can make a separate liner for this. I'm using the shortcuts on, yeah? You can use. Now, correspondence won't be better. Increase the aged receivable testing. Control down arrow. Etc. Aged receivable testing. Individual customer wise. Check the balances and perform and check for the valuation. Whether it needs to be increased or not. ठीक है? Discuss likelihood of provisions. You can add up. But the same thing, na? Whether there's a need to increase the allowance or not. Allowance for credit loss. Okay? एक सेकेंड. New credit control. Hmm. As there is a new credit controller, there are chances that the mm, credit controller to chase the outstanding receivables, there are chances that he might fail to record, fail to recover, and might not have and not record that as a bad debt into the financial statement. Risk. Okay. There's a risk. There's a risk. Control risk, detection risk, inheritance risk. What do you think? Can we say control risk? Huh. Control risk that he might fail to recover and not record that is a bad debt. Also, there is no one to review the work. Oh, sorry. Alter tab काम नहीं करता. Shift tab works. If I do shift tab, see, tab, next line. Shift tab, last line. Shift tab, last word. See. Okay, tab, next box. Uh, check the competence and check the work done by the credit controller. Review the aged receivables. Review the receivables report. Discuss with the management for any significant issues, errors. Okay. Right. Now the company has invested significantly in the woodworking and company has invested woodworking upholstery production lines at the factory. During the year it purchased, installed, receivables increase. हाँ. But they are saying that there is a revenue, but अभी तक कुछ ऐसा मिल नहीं रहा है कि मैं revenue को add on करूँ. See, they are just saying that there is a company forecasting revenue which is increased from the previous year. अभी तक नहीं मिल रहा. When we read further, you will be able to identify. एक सेकंड. हाँ, आपको कम नहीं पड़ेगा. देखो, we have not gone through whole question yet. Let's go through whole question. तब हमें पता चलेगा कोई कौन सी चीज कहाँ और यूज करनी है ना. The company has yeah. The company has invested significantly in woodworking and upholstery production line at the factory. During the year, it purchased and installed a new manufacturing line. Purchased and installed a new manufacturing line. All costs in purchase installation of the asset. All costs incurred in purchase and installation of the asset have been included. Oh ho, what's the problem? Cost includes the purchase price. Servicing and maintenance costs as well included. Wrong treatment of the cost. Yes, very good. PP, property, plant, and equipment. If I talk about this, all costs incurred in purchase installation efforts have been incurred. The cost, the cost of the cost included, the cost capitalized in the purchasing, in the capitalized for the asset also includes includes $4.5 million and a 5 year service and maintenance plan costing of asset also includes ये better रहेगा. This shows the better. The cost to capitalize the cost of service. Just a second. The cost of 5 year service, 5 year service and maintenance has been wrongly classified. नहीं पहले वाला सही था ना. I was showing it. हाँ, includes and the cost of the service has wrongly classified, resulting PPE being overstated and expenses being understated. Yes, understated. Or profits being overstated, na? Basically. Being or PPE and profit being overstated, understated. Okay, that's it. Do you think inherent risk? Recording risk. Yes, you can write down that. Okay, you can write down. In the review response, review the purchase documentation to confirm the pricing of to confirm the purchase price of $4.5 million. ठीक है? And the exact service cost. Discuss with the management the correct accounting treatment as per the IAS 16 standard and check for the necessary adjustments are done and correctly disclosed into the financial statements. Okay, I explained it. That's it. Second. आया समझ? In November, Oak spent 4 lakhs on advertising campaign. 4 lakhs was spent. Okay. See, one more thing. Are you checking my answer? क्या क्या आ रहा है इधर? Pointers. See, amount. Date नहीं दी है. Wherever date not given, it's okay if you don't write. I'm stating the issue from the case study, explaining it exactly, overstated, understated. That's how your answer should be. Also, check the perfect documentation in response as well as possible. Wherever possible, I'm adding the amount. I'm adding what standard is following, exactly explaining. So that's what you get marks. Order transfer is very easy. If you follow my file, that was handmade. Like I did that. So उसके बाद तो काफी easy हो जाएगा. Okay, just make sure how to draft. And see, is this so big? काफी बड़े आंसर है ये. बहुत बड़ा है. Won't you able to draft this much? आंसर हो जाएगा. Right. In November, Oak spent 4 lakh on the advertising campaign. The advertising has been included. Oh, in the intangible asset, amortized over 24 months. What's the problem? And the finance director expect the advertising to increase the revenue. As per the intangible asset standard. Do you remember the standard number? Nah, that's IS 37 is for provision, 38 are. Do you remember the standard number? If you don't remember, don't write it. बताना क्यों है ना? एग्जाम में तो नहीं पूछ रहे हैं. They are never stating that write down the standard number. They only want you to have basic knowledge. So, 4 lakh of the advertising campaign has been included, I stated, included into the intangible assets and is being amortized over 24 months. Sorry, I messed up. In exam as such, it's not that you'll lose on the marks. It's just give proper, presentation. And presentation do matter. When do presentation matter? If you are presenting very well, any chance you feel like examiner can add on 1 mark, you're getting 50 or 50 with 49.5, he will consider that. Okay? Advertising expense has been included in the intangible assets being amortized over the 24 months. Hmm. The advertisement expenditure has been incorrectly capitalized as an intangible asset. Tangible asset. It should be instead it should be expensed through P&L rather than the amortization cost. है ना? Therefore, the intangible asset, tangible assets, and the profit are under or over? A miss. Under over miss. Understated error?
आपने कुछ रॉन्ग कर दिया तो अंडरस्टूड क्या हुआ उससे? वेरी गुड। पोस्टेड। डन। Same thing. Discuss with the management the correct accounting treatment. Copy this. But if I'm copying this, examiner को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए ना. Discuss with the management the correct accounting treatment as per the intangible asset standard. In intangible asset standard and ensure. थोड़ा और चेंज कर सकते हैं ना. And ensure that the advertisement cost has been, uh what I say, what to use better word for remove, derecognize, derecognize from the SOFP balance and has been recorded into the PN and expense it into the PNL statement. Okay, check for the necessary adjustments. That's it. Okay. Hmm. Oh, I have to add extra हो पाएगा क्या इधर? Possible. Here only you can. In my exam time, when I set for it, यहाँ पे था plus option. Okay? Yes. Understood? Hmm? Very good. How much have we done? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 16 marks. 6, 7, 8. 3 more. 8, 9, 10. Yeah. On 29th July, the finance secretary expected it. 29th July, the director announced that one of its furniture lines was being discontinued. Okay, due to fallen furniture line, huh? एक second. Furniture line has been discontinued due to fallen demand. The reason why I'm reading this, if there's a line discontinued, very high chances employees made redundant. Furniture not discontinued, not held for sale, but whole area is held for sale. Redundancy provision. The foreign demand resulted staff members being made redundant. Yes, correct. If they are talking about staff members being, the payroll expense has been calculated level of termination costs associated with the redundancy, and they will be paid. Uh, Redundancy, and that will be paid after August in August 20X5 payroll. Oh, not now, not now. Next year pay होगा. And what do you think? What should you record? Not now, next year. What should you record? Disclose in the financial statement as what it should be. Payroll overstated तो है correct. Don't you think there is a provision should be recorded because they are going to pay for the next year, not now? Liability should be recorded. If they don't, it would be profit misstated, right? That's the thing. Redundancy cost. Redundancy, redundancy cost. Okay. See, on 29th July 20x5, the director announced, you can copy as well, but थोड़ा edit कर देना, to discontinue, continue one of its furniture line due to fall in demand. Fall in demand नहीं, फर्नीचर लाइन इतना ही जरूरी है. Due to which four staff members were being made redundant. What's the problem? What if uh, the cost of redundancy will be included? The payroll department's calculate level of associated with the, they will be paid in August. So they will be, acha, the cost of redundancy, see, the cost of, this is a problem, okay? One more thing, shift, acha, I wanted to show you this, na? If I do enter, see, a different point. If I do shift enter, it will have same thing, but yeah, I'm able to identify two issues. That's why I'm writing it here. So the cost, good presentation, looks good, right? The cost of redundancy is being included in the August 20x5 payroll. Okay, now therefore provision should be recorded, and there is a risk that management might not have recorded. Does the management have not recorded as per IS 37? If you don't remember, it's fine. The provision standard. Just write down that. Okay. Profits would be overstated, and liabilities would be understated. They are paying, but they are not recording right now. That's not allowed. You at least understated. Okay, that's the thing. Obtain the calculation of the redundancy payment, and agree that the provision has been correctly included in the liability as per the standard into the year-end financial statement. If you don't have time, you can write FS. It's fine. Okay. Oh, we have still more. In June 2025, Oak Company decided to revalue its premium. Okay, it want to revalue its premium. Revaluation, which had previously been accounted for using a cost model. Properties with carrying amount of under cost model is 8.3.8, were revalued to 8.4 performed by management. Don't you think there's a problem? Hmm? अचानक से रिवैल्यूएशन हो गया. Significant increase. And the significant increase, there are multiple ways. Management might have done this knowingly just to revalue, just to increase this current year OC, right? The Finance Act also carried an extensive review for asset life and decided to extend the useful life as well. Oh, how can they extend the useful life? Do you think one issue, should I draft one issue or two issue? Think logically. Very good, huh? Hmm. Whole asset class is not revalued. There are two issues. Useful life also changed. Asset life decided to extend from 5 to 8. Two issues. Shall I write it in one or two? Think logically. Do you think you can get separate marks for this? Easily possible. Na? Two issues, separate pointers, separate marks for this. Okay. So I'll just write revaluation, revaluation, valuation. चलो, assuming I have lack of time. आप lack of time में कैसे करोगे? Properties with amount as a cost model were revalued performed by the management. Properties with a carrying amount under the cost model were revalued based on the revalue at 4. बस इतना लिखो. There is a change in accounting policy with PPE, which has resulted into significant gain or substantial gain, a significant or result into substantial increase in the value of PP. There is a risk that the valuation is not appropriate, is not on appropriate basis, and it's just done to inflate the assets. So पता है, revalue whole class of the assets won't be suitable because already they are inflating. If they would have only done properties within carrying amount, they are saying all the properties. We can say that. They are not saying only one asset. They are clearly stating properties have doing that. It premises asset class won't be suitable here. Okay? Just to inflate the assets. बस देखो, अगर सारे ही assets में जनरली कैसे केसेस में आता है, they have not, they might miss other assets. हो सकता है कि during revaluation there is a loss and only one they are identifying, they are not doing another. Then you can write down this is more suitable. That will be more suitable. But here it's not more suitable. Okay. PPE might be overstated. The audit team should discuss with the directors the basis for revaluation and review the methods and the assumptions used by the management. You can also write by the management. Multiple answers are possible. Check for the correspondence report with the expert or check for the reports. Multiple things you can write down. Okay? Okay. Now there is one more issue with the depreciation. There is a change in the depreciation useful life. Depreciation. Mhm. The period over which the finance thing, depreciation. How much done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. Okay? 8. One more thing. See, when you read further, you'll identify that one clear is there, better than this. Then you can remove this one. New credit control. समझ आ रहा है? When you move further, in case there is not additional given, you are able to see that, oh, this is clear cut here. You can replace with this. Okay? ऐसा होता है usually. From students' perspective, it happens. Okay. Uh, hmm. The finance director has carried, no, the finance director has changed the useful lives of the asset. They can see if first 8 are correct, they'll consider that. But अगर आपका पहला वाला सही नहीं है, they'll give half mark. समझ रहे हो? अगर उसमें थोड़ी सी भी आगे पीछे हो रहा है, they'll give half mark. अच्छे से presented होने को. Right? Which you have, more confidence. Has changed the useful life of the asset from 5 years to 8 years. What's the problem? There is a risk. There is a risk that to that this was done to manipulate the profit over by understating the expenses and overstating the assets. Hmm. Depreciation. The audit team need to discuss the basis of change in useful life with the finance director, and it should be and the 8 years useful life should be checked how often these assets are replaced and check for the evidence of the useful life. Okay? That's it. Read further. You can write on that. Compare with the industry average, similar line of the business. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Moving further. Hmm. 8 are done, huh? A member of finance team was dismissed by Oak. It was discovered that they had been fraudulently purchasing non-current assets for the personal use. Personal use. O Company started to investigate the fraud beginning of 20 June 2025. Reconciling physical assets will not have completed reconciliation by the year end. Oh, they have fraudulently. There was a problem. Assembly resulted large batch of shares having depending. The number of these units were shared. However, due to customer no stability, no further dispatch have been, no adjustments have been made for the valuation of the damaged inventory. Okay, an issue with the inventory as well. See, one thing. Okay. Now there are additional things. I'll find out that you have to try doing it on your own. अगर आप नहीं कर पाते, we'll do it tomorrow. But I'll identify the risk. I'll explain this. You have to draft. Only we'll see कितना बचा है. एक तो है extension review. Member was dismissed. It was discovered that there had been fraudulent non-current for personal use. Oak Company started to investigate beginning 20 June and reconciling the physical assets to non-current assets, but will not have completed the reconciliation by the year end. Okay, the problem with this, there's a fraud. They have purchased for the personal use, and whatever the personal use assets, they might have included into non-current asset register. If that is included in the sense, what overstated or understated? Non-current asset, overstated. Very good. Now, due to what reason this problem happened? यहाँ पे it's clearly visible. What reason it happened? So true. What risk? There are three types of risk. Huh? What risk it happened? Control risk, lack of control, internal control weakness, right? Fraud has been undetected. Okay. Discuss with the management how they have detected, corrected, what treatment are they going to do, and what are the control procedures they are doing to control others. Basically, auditor's response. Okay. You have to draft on your own. Then there is another thing. Or check for the evidence. Yeah. Okay. Basically, you have to write down one full-fledged, one very well explained. But there are possibility. Koi or student, another student might have written something else. Okay. Very high chances. Physical assets. नहीं नहीं हो सकता. देखो यहाँ पे इतना कंट्रोल नहीं बताना है आपको. आपको ये देखना है, एविडेंस देखना है, एविडेंस देखना है. ऑडिटर अब एक्शन क्या करेंगे वो देखना है. दैट वुड बी कंट्रोल है. Segregation of duty should be there. That would be control ka part. Okay. Investor fraud and physical asset. Finance director stated there was a problem in June. Mixing of adhesive which assembly process large batch of production have defensive, acha, damage inventory. Batch a number of these are discharged. However, due to customer complaints, no further dispatch of the goods. No adjustment have been made for the valuation, which will be held at 1 million at the year end. Okay, a problem. There is a damaged inventory that is still recorded and that is recorded at 1 million. You have not recorded it correctly. Inventory being overstated. Inventory should be recorded as per the standard lower of cost and NRV. Check a detailed testing, how they have changed, how and what valuation they have written down. Okay. As in previous years, the management oak is due to paid significant bonus based on value of the year and total assets. Okay, just a second. However, due to customer complaints, there is no further dispatch. There's a customer complaint. They said that there is no further dispatch, but have the customers returned it or not? Whether they have refunded it or not, you need to check that as well. देखो, because there are chances कि customer के refund नहीं हुए, refunds have not correctly recorded, that's why the revenue is overstated. Revenue वाला point आया समझ? Because see, revenue overstated, you cannot directly state that कि हाँ ये हो गया without any hint. You need to get this hint. तो customer ने complain करी है. Complain के बाद check whether they have made any sales return. Detailed breakdown of the goods, whether what is the returns they were sales return correctly removed from the revenue or not. You need to identify that. Okay. Due to paid significant annual bonus. Okay, now there's a problem. They were about to pay the annual bonus for the year-end total assets. That's why there's a risk. That's why the management might intentionally overstate it. They are trying depreciation method. They are doing assets, overstating assets. So you need to consider that annual bonus. Check. Now in this area, the auditor need to maintain professional skepticism and need to take all the judgment. Why? And test all the everything in detail, basically. Okay? As per the response. Understood? समझ आया? Okay? So yeah, that's it. And then we have substantive procedures. Redundancy cost. Try करोगे ये? हमने करा था कल. Redundancy cost. So tomorrow I'll just directly draft it. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, one more thing. See. Now it's better to remove this. New credit control. ये इतना suitable नहीं लग रहा है? As compared to other, because there is a clearly fraud happening, clearly other areas happening. Okay? You can get better marks into that. ये आपको समझ आना चाहिए. Sorted with audit risk now? Or still doubt? बताओ. How's your audit risk? Clear? Got it. Read my file. Yes. ठीक है. Majorly everything मैंने इसमें कर ही दिया था. It took me whole 1 day to do this. क्योंकि मैंने पूरी एग्जाम किट पढ़ के किया था. देखो समझो. फ्रॉड वाला पॉइंट अगर आप नीचे लिख दो, ऊपर आपने ऑलरेडी 8 पॉइंटर्स लिख दिए. ठीक है. उसमें से एक कोई भी पॉइंटर अच्छे से नहीं प्रेजेंट किया तो एग्जामिनर उसको हाफ मार्क्स तो कंसिडर करेंगे. ठीक है. आगे बढ़ के उन्हें फ्रॉड वाला पॉइंट देखेगा पर उन्होंने तो इसको मार्क्स दे दिया तो हटा दो इसे. फ्रॉड वाला लिख दो. विजुअल केसेस में जो सीधा नहीं दिखता, नहीं लिखने का. ठीक है. जब आपको नहीं मिल रहे पॉइंटर तब यू कैन राइट डाउन. ठीक है. तो या गाइस दैट्स इट. एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम वी हैव सब्सटेंटिव. तो 30 मार्क का क्वेश्चन होगा पहला. एंड देन यू हैव सब्सटेंटिव एज वेल इनटू दैट. सब्सटेंटिव के हमने 4-5 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन देखे. 6 मार्क्स के देखे उधर है ना. वन मोर वाज दैट. नहीं एक्चुअली देयर वर मोर. ज्यादा थे ना, 6 थे. 6 प्लस, एक सेकेंड ना, 6 प्लस 5 आगे और होंगे. तो या गाइस दैट्स इट. आप भी अपने पेपर्स ड्राफ्ट करो एंड देन साथ साथ में करो तो बेटर है. एंड देन सेव इट. या यू आर वेलकम. गुड बाय. हैव अ गुड डे. राइट. गुड नाइट. आई एंड द सेशन.